You think you know what it's like to have a toxic family member, but let me tell you about my fiance's cousin and why I'm starting to wonder if our relationship is just a masterclass in people-pleasing. I've been dating my partner for about a year and a half now, and I really love him. Overall, his parents are genuinely kind people. His mom is a therapist, and I think that has made her very accepting and understanding of different kinds of people. She has treated me with so much kindness and warmth, and I'm really grateful that my boyfriend's immediate family has been so welcoming to me. I'm 27 and he's 28, and we're planning on getting married by the end of this year. Last year, I lost my job and moved to Seattle, where my partner is based. When I moved here, we were excited because he had family nearby, his first cousin and his wife, and they actually ended up living in the same building as us. At first, I thought it was great because I'm very close to my own family, and I was excited about building that same closeness with his family too. But after spending more time with his cousin's wife, I realized that I really struggle being around her. She has a very showy personality and constantly gives me the feeling that she's trying to one-up people or subtly establish herself as better. For example, one of the first things she brought up when we met was how expensive their wedding was, even though no one had asked. Around the same time, I was unemployed, and she kept giving me advice about getting a job and what I needed to do. At first, I appreciated it because I know she probably meant well, but over time it started feeling overbearing because I wasn't really asking for that level of guidance. I was leaning more on my immediate family and my own support system during that period. While I was job searching, I also applied to some part-time master's programs. One of them was a program she had previously attended and encouraged me to apply to. I felt pretty confident I would get in based on my background and stats. Later, I found out through my boyfriend, not through her directly, that she had apparently called the school to put in a good word for me. I never asked her to do that, and the fact that she told my boyfriend instead of me made the whole thing feel strange and performative. Over time, I started noticing a pattern where she seems to exaggerate or frame things in ways that make her or her family sound more impressive. For example, she often says her mom is the CEO of a company, but from what I could tell, her mom owns a small business. And honestly, there is absolutely nothing wrong with owning a small business. That's still an accomplishment. I think what bothers me is more the way things are framed to sound bigger or more prestigious than they really are. We also both applied to MBA programs, and I ended up attending a more highly ranked school than she did. Since then, she has made comments about how she chose not to attend a more prestigious program because the ROI at her school was better. But I know she didn't get into several of the more selective schools she applied to. My boyfriend also graduated from Northwestern, which is objectively a very strong MBA program, and she constantly downplays it or implies it's not really a top school. It just feels unnecessary and weirdly competitive. More recently, I got a job at the same company where she works. I was down-leveled a bit, and I mentioned that I felt disappointed about it. Her response was basically, "Yeah, that makes sense given your work experience since you don't have a master's yet." Maybe she didn't mean it harshly, but it honestly stung. I know the leveling wasn't simply because I don't have a master's degree. I think I was nervous in the interviews and didn't do the best job explaining my experience. My boyfriend knows I don't really like being around her, and while he agrees with some of my observations, I don't think she affects him emotionally the same way she affects me. He even told his parents that we need to work on our relationship, as if it's somehow an issue for all three of us. But honestly, I'm starting to wonder if our relationship is just a masterclass in people-pleasing, and if our future together will be defined by her toxic behavior.